Live via satellite from Hollywood and Portland, Oregon, it's Rockline, the show where you interview the biggest stars in rock and roll. Hello again, I'm Bob Coburn. Rockline is brought to you in part by Budweiser. Nothing beats a Bud. Tonight, Rockline is an evening with Brian Johnson and Angus Young of AC/DC. So get your questions ready and call us toll-free in the U.S. and Canada at 1-800-344-ROCK. That's 1-800-344-7625. One number toll-free from anywhere in North America. Nobody rocks like AC/DC. I mean nobody. And they've been doing it for over 15 years. They've just begun the second leg of a highly successful North American tour, and we're happy to welcome them to Rockline. Joining us from Portland, Oregon tonight, Angus Young. Angus, good evening and welcome.
Good evening, Bob. How are you?
I'm doing great, and it's a pleasure to have you here. And also with you tonight is Brian Johnson. Brian, welcome to the program.
Thanks very much, Bob. Nice to be here.
It's great to have you. How was Vancouver? I heard you had a couple of gigs up there over the weekend.
Very noisy.
AC/DC noisy?
It was.
Gee, what
had a big snowstorm. We soon cleared it out.
By the way, congratulations on your Grammy nomination. You've been nominated in the Best Hard Rock Performance category. Now, you think you guys might win? I mean, give us an honest answer. You think you got a chance to win that thing?
You mean up there with the big ones like Barry Manilow and stuff?
If we do, I'll start getting worried, I think.
Razor's Edge is already double platinum in the U.S. and still growing. I think your biggest record since Back in Black. Any idea why? Why do you think this record's really captured the public's imagination and why it's a special one?
Well, one word, it's good.
That comes in handy, doesn't it?
It does.
Also, you had Bruce Fairbairn producing. What was he like, and do you think you're going to work with him again?
Yeah, well, at first we thought, oh, this guy's going to be expensive.
Yeah.
But then when we actually met the man, we found out he was as cheap as us. So, no, he was good to work with. He's a very professional guy, you know. He says be there at 10 o'clock, and of course we come in at 12.
But he's been there since 10.
That's right. Well, he knows how to fill in the holes, you know, the little gaps you get between the records.
between the music.
Yeah.
Now, I guess one of the things that was appealing about him is that he said, this is AC/DC, and I'm not going to try and change anything. I'm just going to try and make you guys sound as good as you possibly can, huh?
Yeah, well, he said he wanted to also get a lot of the girls interested. He said he wanted to get that upfront, in-your-face sound, you know. And we said, we're your band.
And for you.
Now, you've got a great drummer in the band now who used to be with the firm, Chris Slade. How did you find him? How did he become part of AC/DC?
Well, I think he actually thought we were doing a barbershop thing. He came in, you know, and I think he actually wanted a haircut.
Well, he's a good lad. He just came in and I think he just fitted in with the lads, personality wise as well as drumming wise, which is a big plus, you know.
Plus, he's bigger than all of us.
He can beat with,
and he's intimidating with that hairless head. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Now, Malcolm had seen him play with Gary Moore, I guess, huh?
Yeah, he saw him play with Gary Moore, and Malcolm was impressed with him, you know. And he said, would you like to come down and try banging bongos with us? So that's how it came about.
Now, talking about Malcolm, Angus, you co-wrote the record with him. What prompted you to write Money Talks? How'd that song come about?
Well, a lot of it was with Money Talks. It was just at the time I was thinking, at the time there was a lot of people out there splashing money around like it was going out of fashion, you know? And so I think it was basically that, you know. And then you meet a few people that you might see on the road and various sources, you know. And it's always sometimes, I think more this side of the world it relates more, you know, America being, you know, the big money country. You know.
It makes the country go around, there's no doubt about it.
It does. I mean, you've got it even on the dollar bill, you know, you've got it there, yeah. In money we trust, I think. Yeah.
That's
Money Talks,
BS walks, yes, BS walks, thank you very much.
Yeah, that's right, I nearly said the French word there.
That's our first song for tonight. From the Razor's Edge, AC/DC, Money Talks on Rockline. Money Talks from the Razor's Edge, AC/DC. We're with Angus and Brian from the band. Our first call tonight is John in Philadelphia, listener of 94 WYSP. You're on the Rockline, John.
Hi there.
Hi.
Hey, John.
Hi. I got two questions for you. The first one has to do with Money Talks. I understand when that came out as a single, you ran into certain problems with the packaging, which has well, to put it bluntly, has a currency on it that has Angus Young's face in there instead of George Washington's.
That currency is legal all over the world. I can vouch for it.
It's legal backstage.
So, what exactly was the problem, and how did you guys get around it?
I don't know so much about here being a problem.
I know in England, I think in England they drew up some £20 notes, and I know the artist who did it was so good. I think he was an ex-con. Whatever, but it was so good that the British government were really worried about them getting into the hands of people, and so
like us
spending it, so that's where the real problem came from. It was England. But then again, England's always got problems with things like that. If it's got to do with fun, stop it as quickly as possible.
There you go, John. Joe Walsh says that's not George Washington on the dollar bill. He says it's Barbara Bush. We're going to go to Albuquerque. Destry is on the line, listening to Rock 108. Hi there.
Hi, Destry.
How are you?
This question
Fine, thanks,
is
man.
for Angus.
For me?
And Brian, I was wanting to know how such a terrific group like AC/DC happened to be introduced through Angus and Brian, how they were ever introduced.
How we were introduced? I think Brian was playing pool one day.
That's true. That's
downstairs
true.
with... we were in a rehearsal place, and my brother and the rest of the guys, we were all working out songs for the album Back in Black. And Brian was there downstairs playing pool.
With the crew.
Yeah. And then somebody said, I think after an hour, wasn't it?
Yeah.
After he beat a few people. Yeah. They actually said, well, he said that he'd come to try out to sing with us. Well, he didn't get the job as singer. So we said, can you scream?
That's really how you guys met each other, huh?
Basically, yeah.
It was down in South London somewhere.
And it's gone downhill ever since.
I'm so proud of that, man.
Destry, thank you. By the way, every caller who gets on the air with AC/DC tonight will receive an official AC/DC Razor's Edge keychain, personally autographed by Brian and Angus, and the new 1991 Rockline calendar. We're coming back in just a moment. We hope you do too. Our number is toll-free 1-800-344-ROCK. It's an evening with AC/DC on Rockline. Welcome back to Rockline. I'm Bob Coburn. We're with Brian Johnson and Angus Young from AC/DC. Our next call is from Sudbury, Ontario, listener of Q92. This is Dallas. Dallas, welcome to the show.
Hi, Angus, Brian.
Hi, Dallas. How's
How are you?
Canada?
Great.
Good, lad.
Okay, concerning the Razor's Edge, why did you and Malcolm decide to write the lyrics to the entire album this time, Angus, and opposed to Brian?
Well, I think Brian was basically on holiday in Florida, and we couldn't find him. Well, me and my brother, we had written most to the tunes, and what we usually do anyhow when we write songs, we usually do a rough guideline anyhow when we work melodies out and things. And it came about basically from that. We had done a lot of the work already, and when Brian and everyone listened to it, everyone said, "Why fool with them? They sound great."
That's a case, me say, when we went down and listened to them and we heard them.
And Brian came in with a whole new suntan.
You doing broke what doesn't need fixed, It sounded great.
There you go. There's your story, Dallas. Thanks for being on the show. Let's head to Texas and talk with Rudy. Rudy is in Lubbock, listening to 94.5 FMX.
Hello.
Hey.
How you doing?
Rudy.
Angus Young.
Yeah.
Me and my brother Ricky are the biggest fans you ever had. I mean, we used to act just like you when we were small in 1978. And I'd like to know, my question is, do you feel unrecognized by other guitar players? I mean, you and Brian, you and your brother, y'all are one good guitar players.
Do we regard other guitar players, or?
Do you feel recognized? Because the other ones get all the credit, but y'all don't. I mean, that kind of makes me mad.
Do you think you've gotten your proper recognition, is basically what he's saying?
Well, with AC/DC, we always looked at it as a band, as a unit. So we never really looked at it as solo individuals. We always looked at it as we went on to play as a rock and roll band and all play together. And so when usually we start, we all go, well, what time's it? 9 o'clock, right? Start 1, 2, 3, 4, and hopefully we all come in on time.
There you go, Rudy. We're going to play a song that has become a rock and roll anthem. This is one of the best ever from Back in Black. You shook me all night long. AC/DC. All night long. From Back in Black, You Shook Me All Night Long. AC/DC, we're with Brian and Angus from the band. We have a call from JR in Boston listening to WAAF. JR, you're on the Rockline.
Yeah, hi, guys. How you doing?
Hi, JR. How you doing?
Oh, this is great. I had a question for Brian.
Hang on. Wait till I get me thinking cap on. Go.
I was wondering how you feel about singing the old Bon Scott songs when you're in concert, because you're doing pretty good.
Oh, thanks. Thank you very much. I enjoy them a lot, mate, because I always enjoyed the band before I joined as well, and I love his lyrics. I thought he wrote some great, fun lyrics, you know, one of the few guys who, in my mind, made rock and roll fun. You know, with the band is, you know, that's the kind of thing I like, you know. I didn't like all this serious stuff.
Are you saying we were a joke?
Get out of here.
Walked right into that one, didn't you, Brian? Yeah,
Yeah, damn it. Yeah, we'll go again.
Angus had the buzzsaw waiting for you there. JR, thanks for the call. We're going to talk to Tim as we head to South Bend, Indiana. And Tim is listening to 95 WAOR. Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Oh, Tim.
I got a question for Angus.
Mm-hmm.
I want
How
to
you,
know,
Tim?
since you've been married, if that's curtailed any of your women chasing on the road.
Is it curtailed any of my women chasing? I think a little, yeah. If you met my wife, you'd know what I mean.
Well, that's a heck of a question to ask, Tim.
It is, yeah. I'm nearly going to plead the Fifth Amendment. You know?
Tim, thanks. We're taking a time out. We're coming back in just a moment. More rock and roll, more talking time with Angus and Brian from AC/DC. Call us toll free at 1-800-344-ROCK. We're talking rock and roll on Rockline. Welcome back to Rockline. It's an evening with AC/DC. I'm Bob Coburn. This song starts off the Razor's Edge CD. Let's listen to it now. Thunderstruck on Rockline. Good dose of energy for North America. Thunderstruck, AC/DC from the Razor's Edge. Next call from Winnipeg. It's Adam listening to City FM.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
How you doing, Adam?
Fine, thanks.
Yeah, I was wondering if you guys were planning on releasing a box set, because you guys been in rocking for a long time, and I know I'd like to get one.
I don't know, there's been talk about it. I suppose it's always, you know, like when you get these box sets, it's usually when somebody's dead or something, you know what I mean? It just seems so final. It's like, well, that's it, there's the box set. You got nothing more.
Quite often they commemorate 20th anniversaries and 25ths and things like that.
I really don't know. I couldn't tell you. I don't think, we've never talked about it, Angus, really, have we?
Yeah.
It's,
Well, maybe after, you know, marriage or something.
Well, Adam will buy one if you put it out. So.
Adam, you're asking this question to people who should know, and of course we don't.
And they have no idea. That's right. Adam,
Maybe
thanks
one
for the
day.
call. They have no clue.
Yeah, we don't want to rip you off on the box.
We're going to move to Tokyo and take a call from Art. Bay FM 78 is our affiliate there. And Art, you're on the Rockline.
Oh, hello. Hey,
Hello, Art.
big fan of you guys there. I was
thanks.
wondering, like I heard when the Berlin Wall came down, there was a surge of AC/DC album purchases, and I was wondering how you felt about your popularity beyond people and other borders.
Well, actually, in truth, I had a nephew who was there when that wall, actually, when they came through. So I think he might have been a bit responsible for some of it.
Head to the record store and buy these. Yeah.
That's right, yeah. He was selling everything.
It is true, though. There was a run on AC/DC music when the wall came down.
It just shows you. They couldn't keep him in.
It's a nice feeling, though.
Nah,
it's
good.
It's a good feeling.
Good compliment.
All right, thanks for the call. Let's speak with Tim. Tim is located in Little Rock, Arkansas, and he's listening to Magic 105. You're on the Rockline with AC/DC, Tim.
Hello, Brian and Angus.
Hi,
Hello,
Tim.
Wanted to know what your show is going to be like here in Little Rock, your setup as far as the music goes, and do you find yourselves torn between the old and the new music since you're having such a popularity with your new album?
Yeah, we always try to do a balance. You know, we always like to do a bit of mix and match. You know, we always try to play a lot of the old and the ones that, you know that people like very much, and a lot of the new.
How much of the new are you playing? About how many songs?
Oh, I think it's 21.
Maybe more. I think we're on for about 2 hours 15.
That's a good question, you know, because it was the same thing we asked ourselves before we started the tour, you know, how many should we do, and rather than just pick the ones, immediate ones, we wanted to do other ones, and that's why the show got longer. And we think it's, I think you'll you'll enjoy it. You know, it's we're up there for a while rocking. You know, and you'll enjoy it.
Yeah, and it's a good show. I mean, everything. We've got a whole. I mean, over the years we've had a few tricks and things, but we got a few more. But I've kept up my shorts.
Just
and they give away money, Tim. Here's the next track from AC/DC from the Razor's Edge. This is "Are You Ready" on Rockline. Are you ready? A little good time rock and roll. AC/DC from the Razor's Edge. Want to remind you, every caller gets on the air tonight with Angus and Brian will receive an official AC/DC Razor's Edge keychain personally autographed by the guys and the new 1991 Rockline calendar. Wayne's going to get one. He's in Westlake Village, California, listening to 95.5 KLOS. Welcome to the Rockline, Wayne.
Hey, thanks a lot, man. Angus, Brian.
Hello, Wayne. How are you?
Hey, guys. I'm your biggest fan out here. I'm telling you, I'm the biggest
good man.
fanatic of you guys. I was kind of wondering, my favorite drummer of the band was Phil Rudd.
Mm-hmm.
And I was kind of wondering, do you guys keep in touch with him, or did you ask him to come back after Simon left?
Well, Phil basically stopped playing with us. I think he just wanted to stop being in like rock music altogether. And we still keep in touch with him. I know that he's in New Zealand and he's flying helicopters.
Boy, talk about doing something different.
He
was always that kind of guy. I mean, if you saw a Ferrari driving past, it was Phil. You know, I mean,
and if you ran over your toes in the process,
he used to take us for drives, and we used to get out white and shaking, and just say, "I'll never get in a car." That guy,
Don't let Phil drive.
He liked things fast, so helicopters are perfect for him.
Good call, Wayne. Thank you. Let's talk with Mike. Mike's in Chicago. The Loop FM 98's their station there. Hey, Mike.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, Mike.
Hey, Mike.
Yeah, I wanted to talk with Angus. Brian, how you guys doing?
Good.
Pretty good.
Great. Love your music, man.
You didn't leave the G out of my name there, did you?
Yeah, whoa, wait a minute here.
I got a great question for you.
Yeah, Mike.
It actually came to my attention from my 8-year-old daughter, Nicole. She brought it to my attention. I was playing some of your albums one day, and she brought it to my attention about your album covers. So my question is, do you guys have a big part on your album covers of today as well as yesterday? And if not, who does? And is it maybe your producer or what?
Well, what we do is we try to start off with an idea, and then what we usually do is give it to artists, and they sort of draw up their conception of that idea. Sometimes it works, and sometimes it doesn't. But I mean, for us, it was never really a cover. Was never really that. The outside was not much important. It was always what went inside. Yeah?
We used to say no monsters.
There you go, Mike. Thanks for calling. And next time, enunciate, would you please? Let's talk to Robert in St. Louis. KC95 is our affiliate there. Hey, Robert.
Hello.
Hey, Robert.
Hey, man, me and my friend Wes caught you guys in St. Louis last December, man. It was great.
Ah, thanks, man.
Man, my question is, though, when you guys going to come out with another live album or a long-form videotape?
I don't know about live album. We'll probably be doing a lot of live stuff on this tour that we're going to record, so hopefully we can get one out as soon as possible.
Yeah, that would be good.
And long-form video?
Nest, isn't it?
Yeah, for video, I mean, it's the same thing. You know, I know that they'll probably shoot a lot of video also. They want to catch us while they're still living, you know?
I will try and get that together for you, kiddo.
Robert, thank you very much. Let's go back in time a little bit, play the the title track from Highway to Hell for you. This is AC/DC on Rockline on the Global Satellite Network. I should enunciate, too. Highway to Hell, AC/DC, having some fun with Angus Young and Brian Johnson tonight. Call us toll-free at 1-800-344-ROCK. Only one number from the one and only Rockline on the Global Satellite Network. We're back with AC/DC on Rockline and Bob Coburn. Our next call is Leroy in Anderson, South Carolina. He's a listener of Rock 101.1 in Greenville, South Carolina. And you're on the program, Leroy.
Thank you.
Hello, Leroy.
Hey.
How's it going?
Good.
Got a question. How did you get involved in the Stephen King project, Maximum Overdrive? And would you consider doing any more projects of that type?
Well, we only, actually at the time, Stephen King got in contact with us. And it was basically why we done it was mainly because he was a big fan of our music. And I don't think we would do anything else. We always tried to steer away from Hollywood, didn't we?
Yeah. No, I know what you're talking about. It was a bit...
Also, film music doesn't pay enough.
There's all these film people around you. Darling, did it work for you? Nah.
So really, just because he was a fan and you decided,
that was basically it. Yeah, and I think through him being like that, I don't think if it had just been an ordinary guy come along and said, we this is Hollywood calling, and we want some of your music and stuff, we'd say we got to buy it like the rest.
Leroy, thanks. Let's move on to Laguna Hills, California. Brendan is waiting to talk to you, and he's listening to 95.5 KLOS. Hi.
Hi, Angus and Brian.
Hi, Brendan.
Hi.
Good Irish name there.
Yeah, I have a couple of questions. First one is for your Angus.
Hello.
What inspired you and your brother to write "Mistress for Christmas" for your new album?
Well, it was basically, I think my brother said it best to me one day, He said, we were sitting down watching TV, and I think it was, at the time, it was one of the cable TV shows, and it was a news thing, and there was a thing on about Donald Trump, and he was having a lot of hoo-ha going on with various women in his life, and my brother said that, he just came up and said, it would be great if we had a song about a mistress, and it just sort of popped into his head at once. I got it, Mistress for Christmas.
And the rest is history. Brendan, what else?
Okay, also, since your tour was so successful, will you guys be coming back to, say, Southern California in '91?
Yeah, I hope so, yeah. I know that, we're touring through now till the end of March, is it?
Yeah. Right.
And then I know we go to Europe in summer, so hopefully, from what I hear, everything going well, we may be back here.
Good news for you there, Brendan. They may be coming back, so keep it tuned to KLOS, and they'll tell you what's going on. Let's talk to Angie in Louisville, Indiana, listening to 96 QMF in Louisville, Indiana. She's in Jeffersonville, Indiana, I believe. Angie, are you there?
Yeah.
Hi, Angie.
Hi.
Hi, Angie.
Hi, I'd like to know, do you find doing videos fun and easy, or do you find it a pain in the butt?
Yeah, it's in my kind of woman. I don't know how to answer that. It's a bit of both, actually. It can just... it's not as good as playing live, Angie. You're playing live, you get up there and you're doing it. And for a band like us, who are basically a live, noisy act, trying to, when you do videos, as of course everybody knows, they just play a tape and you mime to it, and it's a bit difficult for us, so we usually... try to play along with it and all that. That's why I see spit coming out of mouths. But it's a funny thing to do. You got to learn a whole new way of doing things. But it's all right. It's fun though, because everybody laughs at each other when they're doing it anyway.
Angie, thanks for the call. Angie's in Indiana, and she's listening to QMF in Louisville, Kentucky, of course. And what do you think, guys? Time for a shot of love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do it on Rockline.
We're going to say a shot of something else.
How about a shot of whiskey?
We'll get to that in a minute. It's Rockline.
Guys out there, anybody passing by, jumping.
Let's do it right now. Shot of love, AC/DC. Give me a little shot of love, AC/DC from the Razor's Edge on Rockline. We're with Angus and Brian. Our next call is Chris. Chris is in Memphis, listening to Rock 103. Hello.
Hey.
Hey, Chris.
Hello, Chris.
I got a question for Angus about your guitar, the SG.
Yeah.
I'd like to know a little bit of history behind it, why you choose to stick with it for the most part, I assume.
With the SG?
Uh-huh.
It's basically because I'm a little guy with little fingers, and I can get my little fingers around that little guitar. For me, it's I've always liked... even when I was young, the first guitar I had was like what we used to call a Woolies Special. It was like one of these $10 acoustic guitars, and I always used to go out and get a Gibson catalog and look at it, and I used to always say, that's the guitar for me, And I always liked the SG, I think it's something to do with, it's got these two horns on them, and it looks like a little bit like a devil, at the end, And it's similar to my hairstyle.
Chris, thanks for calling the show. Let's see what Paula has on her mind. She's in Albany, Ontario, listening to Q92 in Sudbury. Hello, Paul.
Hi, Hi, guys.
Hey,
Hi,
Paula.
Before I ask my question, my cousin Fern would quickly like to say hi.
Your cousin Fran. Hi, cousin Fran.
Hi,
Hi.
just
Fern.
a simple hello to AC/DC, man.
How you doing?
I'm a real true fan here, and thank you for the great tunes, boys, okay?
Oh, okay, pleasure.
Thank you.
All right, here's Paula, thanks.
Okay, what I wanted to know, what was your first video that you ever made? And before you answer that, I'd like to tell you how much I like your music.
Thank you very
Thank you.
I think that the first video we ever made was in 1974, actually. It was in Australia. And it was for a song, an old blues song called Baby Please Don't Go. That was the first, one of the earliest videos we done.
That's the old Joe Williams song?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah. Boy, that goes way back. Paula, thanks for the call, and you too, Fern. Let's talk with Kurt. Kurt is in Winnipeg, Manitoba, and a listener of City FM, and you're on the Rockline with us, Kurt.
Hi, Angus and Brian. How you guys doing?
Hi, good.
Hey.
Fine.
Great. This is going to Brian Johnson. I'm looking at your tape, Brian Johnson and Geordie here. I was wondering, in between AC/DC and Geordie, if you're planning on doing anything else with them.
I beg your pardon. Was I doing anything else?
Yeah, if you're cutting another album with Geordie or something like that.
No, I never did. That album that you have is just an old compilation of the Geordie tracks, and unfortunately, they tried to make it out as though it was a new album, and it wasn't. It was all done in 73 and 74, and we tried to get that stopped, but some snuck through.
You were admitting to your age then.
Says I was very young at the time, but it's I mean,
impressionable.
It was a long time ago, you know. It's I get annoyed that they try to cheat the public by putting these things out, you know, and pretending it's new, but it certainly wasn't done. I think 75 was the last track ever done on there. There's some good old tunes on there, though, you know. But I wish they wouldn't do that.
There you go, Kurt. Thanks for calling. Let's go back to the first album that Brian did with AC/DC. This sold almost 10 million copies worldwide. Back in Black, the title track on Rockline on the Global Satellite Network. AC/DC's Back in Black on Rockline. We're taking a time out. We hope you come back. Our number's toll-free, 1-800-344-ROCK. Let's hear from you on the Global Satellite Network. Welcome back to Rockline. We're with AC/DC and Bob Coburn with Angus Young and Brian Johnson. Let's go to Philadelphia. Bill is there listening to 94 WYSP. You're on the Rockline, Bill.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Hey, Bill.
First, I want to say you guys are the greatest band that ever went on stage, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And,
Thank you.
My little daughter even loves your song Money Struck every time she starts rocking out. My question is, would you be interested in working with Mutt Lange again, the one who produced your Back in Black album?
Well, with us, I think it's a blessing anyone works with us. Well, with us, we've always, it's usually been at the time how we felt, you know, when we come to make records. Sometimes we feel, do we want to do it? Do we want a producer? And we always sort of chew the fat around, you know. And then it's basically like that, isn't it?
Yeah, and plus the fact that Mutt was busy after we used him, and he takes about a year to do albums and all that. You know, he's very pernickety like that. He's a good guy, you know, everything, but...
and Brian likes the beach, you know.
Just takes too long, you know.
See, that's one of the problems with Mutt, is that he takes so long that he doesn't work with many artists because he takes so darn long.
You can lose some excitement, you know.
Yeah, we like...
with your songs, you know. You've got to stay fresh, haven't you, Hank?
That's right. Like sushi.
I get it. Yeah. Well, thanks for calling. Let's talk to Jeff in Chicago, the Loop FM 98. And you're on the show with us, Jeff.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
How you doing, mate?
Jeff?
I'm doing great. Can't wait till you come through in Horizon this month. My question is, what did you guys do different on this album that you've done differently in the past, like from Back in Black till now?
Well, Back in Black was in stereo. I think this one is in stereo too. I don't think it is. We've always, it's AC/DC, even with Back in Black, we've never been conscious, have we?
No, you're never going to do anything special. You're just going to do a good album, is to be an answer there, you know. And
there's we've never really had a formula. All we know is what we do best is rock music. You know?
They're a definite rock and roll band. No synth, no ballads, huh?
Yeah, none. I mean, I think there's already, last count, how many bands was doing ballads? 1,244. We didn't want to be 1,245.
Well, we've got the Jack, as you quite rightly pointed out one day to somebody. The Jack's a ballad.
Yeah.
Well, for AC/DC, yeah, that's a ballad, yeah. Jeff, thanks for calling and enjoy the show.
Thanks,
Rosemont
Jeff.
Horizon coming up, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be a good place to play.
That's a rocking place.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thanks, Jeff. We're going to head to Tokyo right now. A listener of Bay FM 78. This is Junko. Hello.
Yes. Hello.
Hello, Junko.
Yeah, this is calling from Tokyo. And my question is, my Angus appearance became a trademark for your band. Did you ever think about making a change?
A change? You mean like getting another part to the trousers? You mean make them longer? Well, I think I've got one of the best looking legs outside of Madonna, I think.
Absolutely. I agree with you. Totally. I'm in total agreement.
No, I've never really wanted to make a change. For me, it's got two things going for it. I mean, it looks good.
Now, you should never change anything for the sake of changing something. If you're happy doing something and it's all happening and everybody feels comfortable.
It was your sister's idea, huh?
Yeah, it was my sister. She came up with the idea. She says, you do look underfed.
And it really makes you feel like you're someone else up there, doesn't it?
It does. It gives you that sort of... you can go out there and you don't sort of... With me, basically, I'm a shy guy, hard to believe, but it gives you a bit of, extrovert. And when you're on there with that school suit on, it's pretty hard to get on and go, if you don't want to make a thing wrong because people are going to go, look at that clown.
Junko, thank you for the call. Time to rock our hearts out. Rock your heart out. AC/DC on Rockline. Rock your heart out. AC/DC from the Razor's Edge. Next call is from San Marcos, Texas. It's Jay. He's listening to KLBJ FM 94 in Austin. Welcome to the program, Jay.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Hey, Jay.
Hi, Jay.
Yeah, my question is directed toward Angus. I'd like to know if you have to take medication or you have like a personal masseuse to give you a massage after one of your live performances due to you shaking your head so much.
Well, I haven't really got to take any medication though. Personal masseuse, no. But if you can recommend anyone,
preferably a blonde.
Yeah. Do you ever get headaches or anything after doing all of that? I mean, you really are active up there.
Well, it's just my way. Everyone's always said, "Why you shake that head?" It's just. And most of the night I just see my feet, and a lot of it's just me. That's my way. Other people bang their feet, keep time, and I was always coming from Australia. They call it the land from down under, and everything's done upside down. So I just banged with my head,
and we all followed his head.
There you go, Jay. Thanks for calling. Let's talk to Brian. Brian's in Winnipeg, listening to City FM. Hi there.
Hi. How are you guys doing?
Hi, Brian.
Anyways, my question for you is. Lately, a lot of big-name acts have been using outside songwriters like Desmond Child with Alice Cooper and Aerosmith, and Michael Bolton with Kiss. How does AC/DC feel about using outside songwriters, and is there any plans to use one on your next album?
Well, we've always basically, apart from, I think, from our early days, and even then we used to, if we done any other things, it was usually a lot of blues things. I think if you can write a song and you can do it, and you think that you can do it well, I think it's better if you do stick to your own. I think people would like to hear what you do rather than what someone else does. And it's got its advantages too. You don't have to pay someone else.
There you go, Brian. Thanks for calling. Now, if you haven't gotten on the air with AC/DC tonight, but you'd still like a Rockline calendar, all you have to do is send a postcard with your name, address, day and evening telephone number, and the station you listen to Rockline on, and mail it to 1991 Calendar, care of Rockline, P.O. Box 4383, Hollywood, California, 90078. That is 1991 Calendar, care of Rockline, P.O. Box 4383, Hollywood, California, 90078. 78. We'll randomly select 500 winners from all the entries we receive. Got to have the postcard in by January 25th, 1991. Hey, we're taking a quick time out. We're coming back with more from Brian and Angus from AC/DC in just a moment. Remember, our number is toll-free, 1-800-344-ROCK. It's Rockline on the Global Satellite Network. Welcome back to Rockline. I'm Bob Coburn. What do you say? Let's make it AC/DC from the Razor's Edge. Let's make it AC/DC from the Razor's Edge. Got time for a couple of more calls tonight on Rockline. Byron is first up in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, listening to C95. You're on the Rockline, Byron.
Hi, Brian, Angus.
Hi,
hey,
Byron.
How you doing?
Oh, pretty good. I love your album. It's awesome.
Thanks.
Yeah, this question isn't directed at anyone in particular. Does the band, in this stage of your career, decide the choice of singles, or is it up to the record company?
I think off this one, we've only I don't think we did. Did we have Thunderstruck was not a single, wasn't it?
Not in America, but it was in Europe. But I think that was picked by the.
Yeah, we sort of have a consensus between us all. And whoever wins the fight.
Yeah. The record company tells us what to listen. We go, okay. It's a dual thing, you know. They'll think what they think should be as a single, and we'll agree with them or not, you know. So it's a two-way thing, you know.
Does it ever vary from location to location, say Europe as opposed to Australia or North America or anything like that?
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah, it probably does, aye.
Yeah.
Probably, aye.
Sometimes you might get, because you have sometimes different taste things. You know, in America they might like Thunderstruck, and in Europe they might say Fire Your Guns, the faster ones. Yeah.
Byron, thanks. Let's talk with Ray, our last caller for the night for AC/DC from Norfolk, Virginia, listener of FM 99 WNOR. Hi, Ray.
Hi, Brian and Angus. How you doing?
Fine, Ray.
Hi, Ray. How are you?
Hey, I want to know, when the band is not on tour, do you deliberately try to keep a low profile?
Hello? You can't get much lower than this.
I want to tell you one thing, Ray. We're pretty low. Nah, I would just. I don't think anybody's is one of these high rollers in this band. I think everybody sticks to their own neighbourhood, and it's.
Yeah,
we're not jet setters, I think, Angus.
Ray, thank you. Thanks to everybody for listening and calling. Now, if you'd like to write or you'd like to enter the drawing for the 1991 Rockline calendar, our address, P.O. Box 4383, Hollywood, California, 90078. Next week, we got Jimmy Vaughn and Roger McGuinn. Then coming soon, Queen, Scorpions, R.E.M., David Lee Roth, Pat Benatar, Neil Giraldo. And then on Thursday, February 14th, Valentine's Day, a special edition of Rockline with Sting. Special thanks tonight to Stuart Young of Part Rock Management, to road manager extraordinaire Mike Andy, also to Mark Gorlick of Atco Records, to Byron Swanson, John Davenport, Ken Brothel, and Matt Jones of KEX in Portland, Oregon for hosting AC/DC tonight. And of course to you guys, Angus and Brian, had a lot of fun tonight. I hope we don't have to wait 3 years to the next record though, huh?
All right, Bob.
Good luck with the rest of the North American tour and over in Europe, and come back and see us anytime, all right?
We sure will.
Thanks, Bob.
You
Thanks,
bet.
everybody.
It doesn't have to be the holiday season to remind you drinking and driving do not mix. Being sober when you get behind the wheel should be a year-round commitment. Please don't drink and drive. And also tonight, as we stand on the brink of a possible war, please pray for peace. I'm BC, and I'll be seeing you in a week.